Okay, I'm pulling this segment out of an earlier YouTube I did, a video I did on this Miami Kansas City wild card game. And it was more about the cold and Tua having trouble with the laces. But I added in this quick little Spagnuolo defense, which I just love. It's very creative and it's pretty fun. And Spagnuolo will do stuff like that. And, we're going to see him in the Super Bowl, what he's going to come up with against the great Shanahan offense. So I wonder what he'll do. But in this one, the other point of this video, mainly the point, is that this is what double coverage truly looks like, because commentators on TV just constantly yell double coverage if there's two people in the vicinity of a receiver. And if there's three guys in the vicinity, they'll say triple coverage. And nothing could be further from the truth. It's usually some kind of shell look, like this looks like it could be cover two, right? Or something like that, or cover six, or quarters. And it's two safeties. It's middle of the field they call open with two safeties. If there's one safety back, it would be middle of the field closed. That's all. So this is middle of the field open right here. And there's two safeties, and usually that's what they would call a cover shell. And if someone comes in their vicinity and they're being trailed by another player, either man, match, or zone, whatever, then there would be two players around it in the shell. And then it's not double coverage, it's just a cover shell. The other thing that people can do is like bracket. For instance, let's say we're bracketing this guy, okay? Then he could have outside leverage. This cornerback could have outside leverage. He would line up on the outside, and he would have inside leverage, the safety. And he'd keep an eye on him, and he'd have an assignment. Bracket is assignment oriented. So he wouldn't just have when I say assignment, what I mean is two options. Like, let's say, if this, then this kind of thing. So if this receiver just does a hitch or goes inside, maybe this guy keeps on him that way. Or if he just does a quick out, this guy's on him. But if he goes anywhere towards the middle deep or corner or down the field, this guy has him bracketed and it turns into a double. But it's not double coverage per se. Double coverage would be this safety on top of him with him from the beginning, from pre-snap. And they'd be following them together wherever he go. That's double coverage. It's a pre-snap. There's no reading. There's no assignment. It's just, there is an assignment. The assignment is, this is your man. So in man-to-man, for instance, if he's man-to-man, it's a pre-snap designation. He goes wherever this guy goes. If it's a double coverage, for a truly a pure double coverage, then him, let's say, are both on this guy wherever he goes. That's a pre-snap designation. That's that simple. Other than that, if it's a post-snap designation, that is not man-to-man in any way, shape, or form. That would be a match, like a match coverage. Like, I will match this person if this, or you're in zone, or you're in zone match, or you're in a matchup zone, where you stay in your zone area, but you match when someone goes in there. Or a zone match is you're in a zone, but then you match with someone and take off. A man match means, based on the pattern distribution, you grab a guy. Kind of, they do that with when they have like trips, but mainly when they have bunch sets with three guys together, and they'll sort of match it, man match it. Wherever they disperse, everybody has a certain guy they grab. So that's the different thing. So man to man, which includes double coverage, is a pre-snap designation. Now, let's look at this. What do we think we have here? Well, number one, we have, like I said, these safeties. If you look at the personnel, this is in itself is very interesting. You have two down linemen. One is Chris Jones, their best lineman right here, kind of a wide edge rusher, and even wider is Omenihu, who's their best edge rusher. He's a defensive end. Jones usually plays D tackle, but he can go out wide. And so you see they have two wide right here already. This guy's really wide, like what they call a 9 technique, like really out wide. Okay? Then you have two linebackers. There's Bolton, their best linebacker, and Willie Gay, who's a very athletic linebacker that comes in for coverage stuff, blitz. In this case, Bolton's running over to this safety. He's a starting safety, Reed, who's usually back here, but he's coming up on this, up close. Okay? They have four safeties. There's Edwards, the other starting safety, and then there's Bush, who's like a dime back. He's like the sixth guy that would come in as a DB. Those two guys are deep. And then you have Reed up close. I'm sorry, right there, Reed. He's going to take, this looks like a running back right here. He's going to Mostart. They're going to take him one-on-one. And then you have Connor, Shamari Connor, a rookie, right here, okay? And He's in as well. He's like a seventh defensive back. So they basically have O'Connor, Reed, and then Edwards and Bush, 4 safeties. Okay, 2 linebackers, two defensive linemen. Okay, and then 3 cornerbacks. 1 slot cornerback, McDuffie. He's an excellent cover guy. He's a good, and then Snead's their best outside cover guy. He'll be 1-on-1 right here, right? And then Joshua Williams is running into position right here, as he will be the other cornerback. But you can tell right away it's man to man because he's the outside corner. He'd be out over here. So the fact that he's already coming over here, Tua's already going, oh wow, we have man to man, and you can see it even further as you see this. Look at that. He's pointing. Bolton's pointing that you got this guy to Reed. You've got this guy, and Bolton will take this guy. That's the tight end. Or no, he's pointing to Reed to take the tight end maybe. Wait, no, he's going to back up and he's going to take, let's just see real quick. Ignore the rest, just watch this. Yep, he's got the tight end. Bolton's got the tight end, and Reed has the running back for whatever reason. Because Mostert's a really good receiver, I guess. And then on this side, you have all 3 receivers. You have Wilson, the 3rd receiver, and then the Great Hill, incredible speed guy, and then Waddle, their next best speed guy, their next best receiver. These are their 2 big-time guys right here, okay? It's a nice little set by the Dolphins, actually. So right away, we're missing a safety suddenly, right? Where'd that safety go? Let's go back. There he is. Okay, back to this. So we're pointing it out. This looks, right now Tua is like, okay, we got man-to-man. This is pre-snap designation, man-to-man, not real complicated. You have a guy, follow him wherever the hell he goes. If he runs up into the stands, you go up there with him, okay? Not match, not zone. This is man-to-man, okay? So, like I said, Bolton's got this guy. He's telling Reed, you've got this guy. Okay, great. What is Gay doing? We're not sure, but he's right in the middle, and we have 2 guys on the edge, and there's nobody in the interior on the line, which is pretty cool. Because what I'm saying, it's such variety. It's such a creative nowadays, because nowadays the psycho package that the Ravens made famous, everyone does it a lot, or most everyone does it now. Everyone up on the line of scrimmage, and you don't know who's coming up, who's simulating pressure, sims, they call it, and dropping off. We don't know. But this is the opposite of that. We're saying we got these 2 guys. They're probably coming. If you don't have anyone else, it leaves a huge hole of a power move, even if Tua's running or a block. So you've got to be careful on that. But we do have a linebacker here, Gay. So okay. And then what's Joshua Williams doing? Well, let's look a little further. Tua's still watching. What's going on here? Okay, this guy's sort of backing out. Is he going to do a bracket thing like I was talking about on Hill, or what's happening here? And now we've got this guy, Joshua Williams, the nickel corner, pointing to Edwards, the safety, like, you're hooking up over here, man. You've got me. So I'm watching, his eyes are right on Waddle right now. So he's got Waddle, from what I'm seeing, from all the pointing and everything going on, he's got Waddle man to man. And look at this. McDuffie on the outside, the safety Connor on the inside. We've got 2 guys, it looks like, on Hill. Okay? This is odd because you usually don't have double coverage anymore. It almost never exists. You usually don't have 2 guys designated to 1 guy pre-snap the whole way. Not on an assignment. Not like, if Hill does this, then this. If Hill goes in, then you have him, I'll get him off him. If Hill goes out, I'll take him. No, it looks like they're 2 lined up on him. He's got him man-to-man. It looks like these guys are man-to-man. And then he looks like he's got Waddle man-to-man. That's Williams. But he's pointing to him like, is this a bracket assignment? Or could he possibly have him double? So we're going to send Waddle in motion and see what goes on here. We're going to further analyze. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, it's man-to-man 100% now. Look at this. He's following him, and he's pointing to him, and he's following him. Holy cow. Is this double dubs? So you never see double coverage, really. I mean, in its true form. It's just a bunch of commentators yelling nonsense. But this truly is double coverage. I mean, you're watching it. He's coming here. They're both following him. Now, is there some bracket assignment? I don't know for sure, but it looks like double coverage. And down here, look at this. These guys are doubling him. These 2 guys are edge rushing. These guys, everybody else has man-to-man. So we've got 2 guys doubled, the 2 best players. The other guys are man-to-man. And this one safety busted out of the picture as a deep safety. He's probably moved over and he's back here now. He's one deep safety. So this is sort of what you call Cover one man, one deep safety with man-to-man across the board, but double dubs or a dub bracket. I don't know, one bracket, one dub. But if you watch how it plays out, let's just watch these guys up here. Focus on this. Okay, I mean, you see here, boom, man-to-man, man-to-man. That's fine. But here comes Waddle off the motion. Look at this. I mean, that looks like doubles. Now, we're never going to know exactly. I don't know what the exact calls or whatever, because, I mean, if it was bracket, that would have come out like that. And that's an example where if he really, like, for instance, if Waddle just does a check return route and comes inside here, does he come down on him and then he can help elsewhere? If Waddle just does a quick out, does he go on him and then he helps elsewhere? It doesn't look like that. We won't know because Waddle went straight down the field, which would mean these guys would have him even if they were brackets. See? And that's where the announcers go, oh, double coverage. But it was brackets. But this looks like for instance, the best way we could tell, if Waddle does a turn out here, runs into the stands up in here, and these guys follow him, then we know for sure it was a double coverage the whole way. But I'm playing around, and for the sake of my point being, is this a pre-snap designation that these two guys are following? Now, when we were back in this formation, what if he didn't go in motion? He comes out here and does an out. Does he have him? Does he follow with him there? I don't know. If he does an out right here and this guy follows him, then it's double coverage all the way. If he does an out and this guy ends up helping down in here, well, then it was bracket. Okay? So we're never going to know. It looks so because he follows him. They both follow him. See? It's not like he slid over a little bit for brackets. He follows him all the way. Look at that. So to me, that's doubles. That is double coverage. That is unbelievable because you never see doubles. Now you see two. Spagnuolo, you always see psycho alignments on what is it, fourth and two. That's why this was a special exotic because of the interesting situation. Okay, situational football. So it's a special exotic. But even in these, you'll see like everybody lined up across the line of scrimmage in a psycho, and you don't know who's dropping out, who's going to be there for the rush, or what's going to happen. But anyway, this was turning into an opposite of psycho. We hardly have anyone up here. Gay moves up a little bit, and it looks like now he's spying Tua. But watch the play. Let's look at Gay for a minute. Watch him look. Look, he's looking here. He's looking for mesh. They're using him in two ways, to bust up any kind of mesh, and then also to spy Tua, I think. See, watch here. Boom, comes in perfect handy. As he comes up to grab Tua, Tua can't get out of there. And why would you need that? Because you only have two linemen rushing. You've got a two-man rush with a spy, and so it's easy for him to bust out. So he's just spying, not because Tua is the greatest running quarterback of all time, but just basically because he is mobile enough that with only two rushers, he could easily pick up that first. So he's got Tua, but he's also got a mesh route. There's no mesh. Mesh means receivers coming across. One receiver's coming from this side, receiver coming from this side, and that's called a mesh, where they rub each other off. It's a great man. When guys are man-to-man like this, it can really beat the man-to-man. But you're hanging a guy in here for that, and also then spying Tua. And these guys are going to stay outside here, see? So make sure Tua can't get outside. So they stay outside, so there's plenty of room to run here. So Gay's got that. Okay, so that settles that. So we have one deep safety with man-to-man and a spy, a two-man rush. We got that all figured out. But now look at the doubles. We already saw the doubles up here. Let's look at the doubles down here on Hill. This is fantastic. It's so interesting. This is Wilson, big guy who clogs it up right here. Look, he's clogging. That's a rub route that beats man-to-man. But watch the return by Hill. It's so cool. So there's McDuffie trying to get to the outside and is totally smacked. He has inside dubs. He's outside. He gets smacked. So now Connor has to hurry up and switch. He does a good job. Look at him racing out there to switch on the end. Now McDuffie has the inside, but he's late. He's late in realizing they just switched assignment. I have to run over here and grab him, and he's late. So, and by the way, very cold, slippery field. I don't care they have a heater under there. It was 0 degrees and wind chill less. So Hill, I would almost thought that Miami would have made more use of Hill in this, because Hill was played in KC, knows this kind of weather, and uses his little chop steps. Watch Hill's feet. In fact, you can just watch his feet right here. Watch. Boom, boom. Look at him chopping. Little chop steps. In tennis, they do this on grass courts because grass is real slippery and they got to chop. Watch the chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop. Back, back. He's great on this stuff. And I thought, Dolphins could have taken more advantage of that with Hill. I don't know what the plan was. But anyway, These guys aren't chopping as good, so they lose them. Even double coverage, Hill's with the little chop steps in the cold, icy turf, and these guys can't keep up. Look, he's having trouble turning around. He's totally lost them. He's open, and unfortunately, McDuffie throws it behind him again, having trouble with that hard ball in the cold. It was a little behind him, and then McDuffie was able to catch up on that. And actually, more than that, just didn't get rid of it fast enough. Right there, he should have been throwing it to him. He's wide open. But anyway, not my point. My point for this video, I wanted to separate this out from the earlier video and just show you what, if you're interested or you just want to listen to the commentators, you're welcome to. Just enjoy your show, get some beer, get some bourbon, if you will, whatever you want to drink, have some peanuts, have some friends over, have a good time. It doesn't matter. You can, but if you actually want to know what's really double coverage, this is really double coverage. This is what it looks like. Very unusual. You don't see it much at all. I haven't seen double dubs ever. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's happened before. I just don't see every single play of the season. But this was cool. I really enjoy this as a variety. Now, again, like that Anarumo 8-man coverage against KC a couple years ago, you don't run this stuff over, and like a psycho defense, you don't run that over and over. You don't do this over and over. They could burn this so easily if you keep doing this. But as an exotic look, as a variety, adding some variety, kind of threw these guys off a bit. So that's what Spags is so good at, Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator. And you can watch for it in the Super Bowl. We're going to see more of this. I'm sure that Spags will have something up his sleeve relevant to the San Francisco offense. But this was pretty cool. So we got speed guys. And the thing is, McDaniel, the coach for the Dolphins, always makes up some real cool plays sometimes, special plays, just right out of the dirt, like draws them up. And I think Spag was almost drawing this up to because always, you want to try to get it to your best guys. So Spags drew this up. And it still actually didn't work because of Hill's ability in the cold and the nice little rub right here and rub situation that he breaks off the man-to-man. But it was enough of a look that it had Tua slow to Hill. Just, looking at all this going, holy cow, this is a real double coverage, real man-to-man. Everybody's got everybody tight. And I think Tua was a little slow from all that nonsense. I call it nonsense. All that rigmarole that was going on. Tua's a little slow here to Hill. This ball should have already been to him. So it did have its effect. This interesting defense had the effect to make Tua get rid of the ball a little too slow, and McDuffie was able to catch up. So, cool stuff.